from Gadbandhan to Ghotala.
सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है.
Graft guarantee versus governance guarantee.
अगर उनकी घोटाले की गारंटी है तो मोदी की भी एक गारंटी है और मेरी गारंटी है हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी.
No dynast spared. No scam ignored.
गांधी परिवार के बेटे बेटी का विकास करना हो तो फिर कांग्रेस को वोट दीजिए.
Modi versus the rest, shaping up for 2024. Top focus on 5 Live.
And since you are an India Today viewer, you already know that India Today, India's #1 election channel, has already begun counting down to the 2024 election. And do you really see a problem with that, viewer, considering the dhamakas that are happening on a daily basis, and even in an atmosphere where the hostility between the Modi Sarkar and the opposition is at an all-time high, with bombs dropping every single day? Today is a milestone day. The Prime Minister, many people keep saying today is a declaration of war. Now it's game on. Ab khel shuru hua hai, khela ho be. But this speech by the Prime Minister today in Bhopal, remember Madhya Pradesh, one of the states going to the elections this year, is going to be very key because it gives shape perhaps to the narrative going forward on the road to 2024. That opposition unity will be one of the Modi Sarkar's biggest targets. I'm Shiv, thanks so much. Back here on 5 Live, here are the headlines. As you just saw, Modi calls opposition guarantee a guarantee of corruption and scams, names and shames Ghotala netas.
एक-एक को जरा देख लीजिए. उन सबका मिलकर के टोटल लगाएंगे तो ये सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है.
Modi takes on opposition over one nation, one law, says Supreme Court wants UCC implementation and it will improve condition of backward Muslims as well.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट डंडा मारती है, कह रही है कॉमन सिविल कोड लाओ, लेकिन ये वोट बैंक के भूखे लोग अगर ये मुसलमानों के सही मायने में हितैषी होते तो अधिकांश परिवार मेरे मुस्लिम भाई बहन शिक्षा में पीछे न रहते.
Opposition counters Prime Minister's Ghotala charge, says first Prime Minister must deliver promises made in 2014. Trinamool calls it panic reaction on the road to 2024. More trouble for Arvind Kejriwal. Whopping 52 crore rupees spent on Chief Minister's bungalow renovation in Delhi. Controller Auditor General to hold special audit. Aam Aadmi Party cries foul. 2023 One-Day World Cup schedule is out, broken first by India today. Big India versus Pakistan clash on October the 15th in Ahmedabad. World Cup final on November 19th, again in Ahmedabad. Well, the battle of 2024 is less than a year away. And remember, if past precedence is anything to go by, the next few months are going to rush by at lightning speed. Well, ahead of the 2024 fight, Prime Minister Modi's sharpest ever attack in a sustained manner at the opposition parties at a time when the opposition parties are trying to consolidate, bury their differences and form a united front to topple the BJP's Sarkar from the centre. Well, the Prime Minister was speaking to the cutting edge of the BJP, their booth-level karyakartas, who in many ways are the true machinery of the world's largest party. But the Prime Minister, while speaking to them, also reserved a large part of his bhashan to pointing at the opposition and telling his karyakartas and booth-level workers what they never, ever must be.
Back from the whirlwind tour of the United States and Egypt, Prime Minister Modi switched gears from diplomacy to domestic politics. Addressing a gathering of BJP workers in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh, the Prime Minister tore into mission opposition unity.
देखिए, ऐसे लोगों पर गुस्सा मत कीजिए, दया कीजिए उन लोगों पर। 2014 हो या 19, वो कितने ही घोर विरोधी थे, लेकिन उन दोनों चुनावों में हमने देखा कि इतनी छटपटाहट नहीं दिखी जितनी आज दिख रही है। जिन लोगों को कुछ लोग पहले अपना दुश्मन बताते थे, पानी पी पी कर कोसा करते थे, गालियां देते थे, अब उन लोगों को आगे जाकर वो साष्टांग प्रणाम कर रहे हैं, नतमस्तक हो रहे हैं।
The Prime Minister said that the opposition's common minimum program is to escape action against corruption.
इस बैठक में शामिल दलों के इतिहास को देखेंगे तो पता चलेगा कि सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है।
He declared the only guarantee that the opposition parties have is of घोटाला or scams.
अगर उनकी घोटाले की गारंटी है, हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी। जिसने देश को लूटा है, उसका हिसाब तो हो करके रहेगा।
Then came an all-out attack on dynasty politics.
आपको गांधी परिवार के बेटे बेटी का विकास करना हो तो फिर कांग्रेस को वोट दीजिए। आपको मुलायम सिंह जी के बेटे का भला करना है तो फिर समाजवादी पार्टी को वोट दीजिए। अगर आप लालू परिवार के बेटे बेटियों को उनका भला करना चाहते हो तो आरजेडी को वोट दीजिए। आपको शरद पवार जी की बेटी का भला करना हो तो आप एनसीपी को वोट दीजिए। आपको अब्दुल्ला परिवार के बेटे का भला करना हो तो आप नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को वोट दीजिए। आपको करुणानिधि जी के बेटे बेटियों पोते पोतियों का भला करना हो तो डीएमके को वोट दीजिए।
The opposition parties were ready with the counter.
Abusing the opposition parties, they are all big leaders. They came with a great majority. He is only doing all the corrupt people. He is only doing washing machine business.
There was a time in Maharashtra when his leaders were highlighting the scams of the MLAs who are now a part of the Eknath Shinde group.
जब से पटना में पूरे देश की धड़कनें इकट्ठा हुई हैं, तब से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अमेरिका से लेके उनका दिल जो है वो पटना की मीटिंग में फंसा हुआ है।
स्वीकार करेगा।
With his aggressive attack on united opposition, the Prime Minister has clearly set the tone for a Modi versus Rest battle in 2024. Bureau Report, India Today.
तो आज मैं भी एक गारंटी देना चाहता हूँ।
Take a look at what those attacks were by the Prime Minister today. It was a very long speech, and what you just saw in that report was a sampling of some of the things that the Prime Minister fired. The first target for the Prime Minister was Rahul and Sonia Gandhi, saying, vote for the Congress if you want Sonia's kids to grow. Target number 2, Pawar and Supriya Sule of the NCP. Vote for the NCP if you want Pawar's daughter to prosper. Target number 3, Lalu and Tejasvi. Remember, this Ghotala and dynasty narrative and metaphor is being forcefully pushed by the Prime Minister. Vote for Lalu if you want his sons to flourish, says the Prime Minister. Target number 4, KCR's family. Vote for KCR if you want his daughter Kavita to thrive. Target number 5, the Abdullahs. Vote for the National Conference if you want to see Abdullah's son Omar progress. Target number 6, the Karunanidhi family in Tamil Nadu. Vote for the DMK if you want the growth of his sons and daughters. So this is the Prime Minister not pulling any punches. If the week preceding today's speech by the Prime Minister was about diplomacy, well, the gloves are off now that he's back in election-bound India, and he has aimed those missiles at every big political family of the country, in many ways setting the tone, setting the narrative for what one of the BJP's biggest and most sustained weapons on the road to 2024 is clearly going to be. Let's get some perspective on today's speech. India Today's National Affairs editor Rahul Srivastav with us. Poulomi Saha, who tracks all the political movers and shakers, is also with me on 5 Live. Rahul, to you first. You know, the Prime Minister naming the Abdullahs, the Karunanidhis, the Pawars, the Gandhis, it was almost like a roll call of that whole dynasty narrative that he was talking about. But it had a slightly more, vicious touch to it. Vote for Pawar if you want to see his daughter prosper. Vote for Abdullah if you want to see his son progress. It was much more personal this time. What did you make of that, Rahul?
Shiv, it was not a combo meal. I think it was what I will call a wholesome thali. What the Prime Minister has done is unleashed what is going to be the broad contours of the BJP's campaign 2024. If you see, launching trains, sign of progress. So progress, polarization, and a playbook. The playbook comes from 2014. It's very constant. Corruption and dynasty. What the Prime Minister has indicated by attacking Rahul Gandhi, KCR's family, Akhilesh Yadav, and everybody else, that this is a coming together or a grouping of dynasts who are struggling to come back to power to meet their entire sense of entitlement. And that's what had hurt the Congress party and Akhilesh and everybody else. It has happened in the past. The second is corruption. It hurt the BJP, the corruption which was there in Karnataka. And in MP, it's not very visible, but corruption is an issue. And so the Prime Minister is trying to turn the tables. But interestingly, if you look at it, he has done it in a state where one can say that the Congress has entered the Hindutva gym, where the BJP, it wants to take on the BJP's saffron muscle. So the Prime Minister has talked about a range of issues, including UCC and others. Now, what the Prime Minister has done is that the cat has been set among the pigeons.
Correct.
Because what will happen, that there will certainly be a sense of reaction to it. So I think the BJP has indicated that Pasmanda Muslims issue, UCC, progress, attacking the opposition on pet peeves as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. I think the campaign has virtually been launched by the Prime Minister.
Very, very, very important point. The campaign being launched by the Prime Minister at a time when, each day that passes on the road to 2024 seems to be, some big announcement or some big attack or some new narrative being set. Poulomi, the interesting thing also, like Rahul said, the campaign has been launched today. It feels like it from the tone and tenor and content of what the Prime Minister said. But it also comes at a time, Poulomi, and you've been reporting on this, when there is a strenuous attempt by all of these disparate opposition parties, to create a united front. So the Prime Minister's attack is also timed with that. It's tactical to try and highlight the differences between all of these parties trying to unite against him, but also to highlight what is common among them, which in his opinion is Ghotala and dynasty.
That's right. In a way, the Prime Minister, in one of his fiercest attacks against the opposition today, from, of course, battleground Bhopal, which goes to post by the end of this year, has set the tone for 2024 as well, because he's painted the bigger picture. Corruption is going to be one of the main planks as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, and dynasty politics is going to be the other big plank as far as the BJP is concerned, and its campaign for 2024 is concerned. As far as the opposition meet in Patna was concerned on June 23rd, in fact, one of the points that was raised over there, which Uddhav Thackeray and Mamata Banerjee raised, is that, we should go to the people and we should not project ourselves as the opposition. They call us the opposition. We're not the opposition. We stand for the people. So make it about us standing for the people. Today, the Prime Minister turned that on its head. Some might have missed it because the Prime Minister obviously is keenly clued in, even if he's on US soil. He's obviously, getting his updates on what's happening over here on the ground as well. He turned that on its head and he said, well, are these people for the people? Because it seems like they're all, working and benefiting their own families and dynasties. That's exactly why the entire roll call that he read out today, where it was much more personal. I don't remember the last time the Prime Minister literally read out each party's, background and named the family and said, well, if you want to vote for the RJD and if you want to vote for Lalu Prasad Yadav's children to thrive, then vote for the RJD. And he named every party until he went on to say, but if you want your children, you want your son, your daughter, your grandchildren to prosper, then vote for the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Very interesting. Rahul, if I could bring you back in for one final comment, could this have, at a time when these parties are all trying to bury their differences and create a more united kind of front against the Prime Minister and the BJP, could an attack like this, I'm just wondering, could an attack like this actually have the opposite effect, which is to, goad these parties into redoubling their efforts to bury their differences and come together more strongly? Because we have seen some disparities erupt between them.
See, Shiv, it's a catch-22 situation for the opposition parties. They may not like them to be called opposition parties, but they are in the opposition in Delhi. The fact remains that the more the pressure on them, ED, CBI and others, the grouping might become tighter. There will be a lot of contradictions between their political existence. Mamata Banerjee, left parties, Congress, Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal campaigning in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan against the Congress, try to do what he did to the Congress in Gujarat. All these things are going to happen. So the opposition, to cover all that, may try to come together, create more pixel moments of unity. The more you do it, I think what the Prime Minister said today, I get a feeling that he's not disliking it. I think the Prime Minister and the BJP is liking the idea of the opposition's intensified attempt to campaign, because if that playbook of dynastic politics works for the BJP, then the entire grouping gets into trouble. But splintered, even if they are alone, then say, for example, a Mamata Banerjee may not be in trouble. But if the BJP and the Prime Minister manage to brand it as a struggling bunch of dynasts who are all mired in corruption. If you see most of the leaders, barring Nitish, Kumar and few, everybody has some case or the other. In that scenario, the entire coalition template will have certain answering to do. I think the Prime Minister is trying to have a situation where it is him versus the rest, where he can talk to about them as corrupt, as dynast, and then, of course, the polarization.
Very, very interesting perspective. Rahul and Poulomi, thank you very much for that. Remember, India Today's political team is already across the country reporting on all of these developments, because we don't see May 2024 as very far away. We're already in full election mode for what's coming in just 11 months from now. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in this same speech where he attacked the opposition parties, also launched a scathing attack on how the opposition parties are misleading minority communities over the upcoming Uniform Civil Code. In his mega outreach to one part of the Muslim community in Bhopal, the opposition has hit back, however, at Modi, saying he was trying to attack the plural identity of India. Watch this.
परिवार के दूसरे सदस्य के लिए दूसरा कानून हो तो क्या वो घर चल पाएगा क्या? जब भी जहां जाता हूं वो भाजपा के साथ खड़ी रहती है, मोदी के साथ खड़ी रहती है.
After his forceful defense of his government's track record in securing minorities during his US trip, Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a big push for one nation, one law.
जो एयर कंडीशन कमरों में बैठकर
Modi said that Muslims only stand to benefit from a uniform law and accused the opposition of brainwashing the minority community and demonizing the UCC. Addressing party workers in the election-bound state of Madhya Pradesh, Modi said India can't run on two sets of laws.
हर मौसम आजकल हम देख रहे हैं कि यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड के नाम पर ऐसे लोगों को भड़काने का काम हो रहा है। आप मुझे बताइए, एक घर में परिवार के एक सदस्य के लिए एक कानून हो, परिवार के दूसरे सदस्य के लिए दूसरा कानून हो, तो क्या वो घर चल पाएगा क्या? कभी भी चल पाएगा क्या? फिर ऐसी दोहरी व्यवस्था से देश कैसे चल पाएगा?
Modi said his government has been taking steps to benefit all sections, including Muslims. Citing his government's ban on medieval triple talaq, Modi said that the deeply anti-women practice has already been banned in Muslim-majority countries. Modi added, and those backing triple talaq are only doing grave injustice to Muslim women.
मुझे लगता है कि जो भी तीन तलाक के पक्ष में बातें करते हैं, तीन तलाक की वकालत करते हैं, ये वोट बैंक भूखे लोग मुस्लिम बेटियों के साथ बहुत बड़ा अन्याय कर रहे हैं।
Opposition leaders were quick to hit back at the Prime Minister, saying One India, One Law was a direct attack on the Muslim community.
मोदी जी ने कोई ड्राफ्ट रखा नहीं देश के सामने। आनंद मैरिज एक्ट पे जो सिखों के लिए है, उस पर यूसीसी में क्या होगा? जैन धर्म के लिए कुछ कानून बने स्पेशल, उस पर यूसीसी में क्या होगा? मोदी जी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को देश को बेवकूफ़ बनाने के बजाय एक ड्राफ्ट रखना चाहिए पहले। यूसीसी में वो करना क्या चाहते हैं? उसका दस्तावेज कहाँ है? मैं तो खोज रहा हूँ, दस्तावेज दीजिए पहले।
AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi accused the Prime Minister of shedding crocodile tears for Muslims, saying his pawns were busy attacking mosques and lynching Muslims.
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री भारत की डाइवर्सिटी को, प्लुरलिज्म को एक प्रॉब्लम समझते। यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की जब बात प्रधानमंत्री कर रहे हैं, वो यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की नहीं बात कर रहे, वो हिंदू सिविल कोड की बात कर रहे। पूरे जो इस्लामिक रेफरेंसेस है प्रैक्टिसेस के, उसको वो इलीगल ट्रीट करेंगे और पूरे हिंदू प्रैक्टिसेस को प्रधानमंत्री अंडर द लॉ प्रोटेक्ट कर लेंगे।
Modi during his US visit had strongly affirmed his government's Sabka Vikas pledge.
Our vision is सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास. It means together for everyone's growth, with everyone's trust and everyone's efforts.
Uniform Civil Code means having a common law for all citizens of the country that is not based on religion. UCC has been part of most of the BJP manifestos and also a mandate from the Supreme Court which wants legal parity of all religions. Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's just break down for you some of those announcements that the Prime Minister had made as part of this minority Vikas push, because that's going to be one of the planks on which the Prime Minister and the BJP thrust forward on the road to 2024. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, 31% beneficiaries. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, 33% beneficiaries. And this is going to be tom-tommed, unsurprisingly, by the BJP relentlessly going forward, because many of these are hot-button issues on which the opposition has been attacking the BJP. Then there is the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, highly successful. The benefits of it were seen in the 2019 election, 37% beneficiaries. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, 36% beneficiaries. And these are figures that have been cited by the government in the Lok Sabha. So it's game on, khela hobe, whichever way you want to put it. The campaign has been launched by the Prime Minister today. It was not just another speech. You heard it first here on India Today. This speech will be often quoted and will set the tone, tenor, narrative of the fight going forward. Very quick break here on 5 Live. On the other side, a bomb drops on Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister. The Modi government has ordered a CAG probe. Well, asked for a CAG probe, and now the National Auditor will be probing expenditure on renovations in the Chief Minister's official bungalow in Delhi. That's the big breaking story we're getting to you right after this.
The India Today Group is pleased to announce the launch of a brand new online portal for our Best Colleges survey, featuring 6 years of ranking data as well as a wealth of granular information on thousands of institutes of higher learning. Our interactive portal offers easy access, analysis and guidance to our Best Colleges of India survey results for over 2,000 colleges across 14 streams. We invite everyone to visit our site, bestcolleges.indiatoday.in, and we wish aspiring students all the very best.
For all the investors, this IPO has opened for subscription today. Would you be bullish on this space? Would you recommend investors to take a plunge here?
Sakshi, definitely this is a very good company. They are into the aerospace. They are the leader in the aerospace technology. So I believe investors should invest this company. And the most important thing is the management is very keen to clear the debts. So they are coming in the IPO with at least they are planning to reduce their debt, and they are coming with a new product, and they are going for the more government contracts. So yes, this is a very good company. Investors should invest into this.
Okay, so investors can definitely look at subscribing. Would you advise investors to stay here for the long term, or should one really look at just listing gains and book the profits out?
I'm expecting the listing gain should be almost 20 to 30%. If you are a long-term investor, definitely you should hold this stock for the long term.
Okay, 20-30% kind of listing gains in case you're a short-term investor, but long-term investors can also continue to hold this space, this stock in their portfolios if they get the allotment of this stock too. Apart from this, let's also jump on to the next IPO, and that's Cyient DLM IPO that will open for subscription tomorrow. Now here again, the public issue is worth 592 crore rupees. And the bidding will be allowed till 30th of June. The company management has fixed the IPO price between 250 to 265 rupees per equity share. And over here also we've seen that the grey market premium is around 100 rupees odd or 110 rupees odd as well. But here again, remember that the key point here is that it's a complete, fresh issue of shares. So the entire money or the fund will be used by the company, for cutting its debt, for its working capital and expansion plans too. Cyient DLM, the subsidiary of Cyient, the tech major, getting listed, launching its IPO here. One lot comprises of 56 shares, and requirement for the IPO is 14,840 rupees, and that's one lot, and the maximum would be closer to 2 lakh rupees, and that is 13 lots will be allowed for per retail investor. Here, what would you say, Raghavendra? Does this IPO excite you?
Definitely, this is a very good company, and you name the industry, they are into this. They are into oil and gas, they are into defense, they are into railway, they are into semiconductor. They are everywhere in this industry, So this is a very good company. I'm expecting a good listing gain also. And the major part, I'm expecting, investor to hold this stock for the long term also.
Long term also. So what kind of listing gains do you expect here? And for the long term investors, what should be the kind of outlook one has?
I'm expecting around listing around 380, 400 level, and that is a very good level. If you are a short-term trader, definitely you should book your profit. But for the long term, you should this stock should be in your portfolio.
One of the best apps available right now for digital detox is certainly Flipped. You can join groups with people and give each other challenges just like on other apps. With this digital detox app, you can customize how much screen time you spend each day. All social networking apps will disappear after the timer expires for the specified period of time, but calls and messages will still be functional. The Flipped app is designed to increase your productivity. For instance, when you're studying for an exam, to improve attention and relaxation, you can use the relaxing soundtracks that are already included with the app. The tunes on the app are lovely, with sounds that range from crackling fires and even mild rain. Number 5. Well, this one isn't an app, but if you use an iPhone, then this is a nifty feature. Focus mode, and I'm using it right now. By switching on this mode, you can shut down your work apps for the weekend, turn off notifications when you're working or even sleeping. You can decide when to get email notifications and when you want to take specific calls, etc. It's like a much more effective and specific DND mode that you can use for work or play. Couple that with screen time notifications telling you you've been spending way too much time on Instagram, and it changes the user experience altogether. So there you go, my top 5 ways to ensure technology augments my daily routine but also lets me live under a rock when I need to. That's me signing off, and we hope you stay safe and that these tips come in handy.
People often donate heart and eyes, but now you can also donate your skin. North India's first skin bank is ready in Delhi's Safdarjung Hospital. Eligible disease donors can donate skin and give someone a new lease of life. Burn victims can immensely benefit from these skin banks for their graft surgeries.
स्किन बैंकिंग में ये खास बात है कि इसमें कोई मैचिंग की जरूरत नहीं है। कोई भी पेशेंट स्किन डोनेट कर सकता है। उस मरीज की उस डिजीज़ की दी हुई स्किन किसी भी दूसरे मरीज में इस्तेमाल हो सकती है। ना कोई ब्लड ग्रुपिंग मैचिंग चाहिए, ना कोई और HLA मैचिंग चाहिए, और जिसमें ये स्किन हमने लगाई है उसको जीवन में कोई स्टेरॉयड और इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट्स खाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है।
Safdarjung Hospital authorities are also doing everything they can to make people aware about skin donation. With the help of specialized equipment and proven techniques, donated skin is processed and stored in bank before transplantation.
इतने सारे वार्ड्स हैं, जो भी नए डॉक्टर्स ज्वाइन करते हैं, जूनियर रेजिडेंट्स हैं, वो ज्वाइन करते हैं, तो उनको सेमिनार्स लेके, उनको इन्फॉर्म करके उनको बताया जाएगा। डेथ फॉर्म है, जब हम लोग उसको साइन करते हैं तो उसमें भी हम सोच सकते हैं कि हम उसमें भी ऐड करा दें कि हम आई डोनेशन के लिए विलिंग हैं और स्किन डोनेशन के लिए विलिंग हैं।
As of now, there are 16 skin banks across the country, and here's hoping that this latest center in Delhi opens the doors for many more such skin banks in India. With Neetu Jha, Bureau Report, India Today.
There's more potential trouble for Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of the Aam Aadmi Party. The Home Ministry has recommended a national audit investigation into the renovation and remodeling of the Delhi Chief Minister's official bungalow in Delhi. The CAG, Controller and Auditor General, which is India's national auditor, will now be probing those alleged financial irregularities and violations in the reconstruction of the Chief Minister's official bungalow at Delhi's 6 Flagstaff Road in the Civil Lines area. The action is based on a report of the Delhi Chief Secretary that was submitted to the Lieutenant Governor, which says the initial cost for construction work was 15 to 20 crore rupees, but it was inflated from time to time, and the final cost came out to be nearly 53 crore rupees. It also says that a full-fledged construction was carried out by the Public Works Department in the name of renovation, and that the mandatory and pre-required sanction of the building plans were not obtained.
ये गंभीर खबर है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के आलीशान बंगले को लेकर मीडिया में कई जानकारियां आई थी। बजट को लेकर कि कोई 45-50 करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए जा रहे हैं। फाइनेंशियल सैंक्शन जो है 10 करोड़ से कम रखा गया ताकि इस प्रकार से सैंक्शन दिया जाए। विदेश से सामान आने की बात थी, परमिशंस नहीं लिए गए। अब आम आदमी पार्टी को इसका जवाब देना था, जवाब उन्होंने आज तक दिया नहीं। और यदि सीएजी ने एक स्पेशल ऑडिट करने का निर्णय लिया है तो ये अच्छी बात है। पूरी जानकारी बाहर आनी चाहिए, जनता के सामने आना चाहिए, सत्य आगे आना चाहिए और आम आदमी पार्टी को पूरा सहयोग करना चाहिए।
There is a lot of corruption involved in this, financial irregularity, but most importantly moral corruption, and it is the renovation of the mindset of Arvind Kejriwal, who said I will never take VVIP facilities, big bungalow, I swear on my children, who has done a complete U-turn. Now he is allying with the corrupt too and behaving corrupt and defending all acts of corruption, right from Sharab Ghotala to Sheesh Mahal. Playing victimhood card won't do, silencing media won't do. He needs to answer the questions that have been posed to him.
Let's go straight to India Today's Kumar Kunal, who's been tracking this story with great depth for many months now. Kunal, the CAG probe is the latest development in a long-standing battle. The renovation was actually a reconstruction, says the initial report. That's why the Home Ministry has recommended a national audit investigation. What does this mean for Arvind Kejriwal, and what happens next?
See, actually, Arvind Kejriwal is claiming that it's kind of political vendetta, and Aam Aadmi Party has officially released a statement just after the MHA has ordered a special investigation by, or a special audit by Controller and Auditor General of India. So now what actually is panning out that just ahead of 2024 elections, an investigation is going to happen against the CM residence and what all happened there, how spendings have been done without any allocation, what has been what was the finding of the Chief Secretary report, and on the basis of that particular report this CAG audit has been ordered. But now it's a kind of political war between Aam Aadmi Party and BJP, because CAG audit will take time and it won't come just before even 2024 election. So it's going to be a long waging war, and it's basically a political war, and obviously this is a kind of issue which will suit actually Aam Aadmi Party as well, because he will play, Aam Aadmi Party will play, and even Arvind Kejriwal play as a victim that, see, Narendra Modi government and NDA government is targeting Arvind Kejriwal as
But Kunal, wouldn't this also, affect Arvind Kejriwal in the sense, politically I'm saying, because the issue at hand here is, luxurious reconstruction or renovation, insinuation of corruption, that he is not an Aam Aadmi. That will be the narrative that the government will set against Kejriwal as far as this investigation is concerned.
Definitely yes, and that's why Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal are concerned that it is actually harming his stature, what he claimed earlier that he is not going to occupy any official bungalow, but now how penny has been spent on a luxurious bungalow that is there to see. So obviously it's a political tool for BJP as well to target the image of Arvind Kejriwal. But now mind how Congress is reacting over it. Actually, Congress, Ajay Makan has reacted and he actually claimed that there should be a criminal investigation, not just a CAG investigation. What he is claiming that CAG investigation will take time, and it's just BJP and central government is trying to delay the investigation in this particular matter just to get the political benefits. And actually, even central government doesn't want to do anything serious against Arvind Kejriwal. So there is a serious charge by Congress against Aam Aadmi Party government and Arvind Kejriwal and BJP that they are actually delaying the whole process of investigation by giving it to the CAG and not giving it to the some agency like CBI who will investigate the criminal aspect of this whole corruption issue.
Many wheels within wheels on the road to 2024. Interesting details there from Kunal. Thanks very much for joining me with that unfolding story, broken first as always here on India Today. Remember that the Aam Aadmi Party has called it vendetta, but the CAG will be probing this big story that India Today has set the agenda with once again. Very quick break here. On the other side, again a story that we reported first. The World Cup cricket schedule is out. There is a lot of firsts in this schedule. We'll reveal all of that to you. But there's also some politics that has broken out. We'll tell you all of it next.
Rains have lashed several parts of India, bringing respite from extreme heat. Heavy rains in Himachal Pradesh has led to massive flooding. In Himachal's Kullu, many vehicles were swept away and piled one on the other in gushing torrent of water. Many vehicles were damaged beyond repair. National Highway 3 in Mandi has been closed due to flash floods. IMD has issued flash flood risk warning for Himachal Pradesh. Moderate to high risk is expected in tourist hotspots of Chamba, Kangra, Kullu, Shimla, Sirmaur and Mandi districts in Himachal Pradesh. Meanwhile, Uttarakhand has also been facing problems due to excessive rains. Landslides have been reported from holy site of Badrinath. Cranes are being used to remove the debris. Kedarnath Yatra has also been stopped for the safety of the pilgrims. With heavy rainfall comes the problem of waterlogging. Incessant downpour has led to heavy waterlogging and a flood-like situation on multiple stretches and areas in Gujarat, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh.
इस अंडरपास का राज ये है कि जब भी बरसात आती है, थोड़ी सी बरसात आते ही अंडरपास पानी से भर जाता है लबालब। 4 पंप हाउस लगाए हुए हैं, ये वर्किंग में नहीं है, इनको चालू कराना चाहिए। प्रशासन को PWD का ये काम है, उसको उचित कार्य करना चाहिए।
इतना पानी भरा ही नहीं है, 2 घंटे की बारिश है और सब नाले बंद पड़े हैं कि बिल्कुल। आया कोई अधिकारी कोई कर्मचारी, देखो क्या हाल है, कोई सब दुकानों में सब में पानी है।
Even Kolkata is facing monsoon fury. Monsoon has brought a respite from scorching heat but has also led to misery. Bureau Report, India Today.
Air quality today. In Delhi, 82. In Mumbai, 53. In Kolkata, 32. In Bangalore, 63. In Chennai, 82. In Hyderabad, 57.
The ICC Cricket World Cup is in sight, and the schedule for the cup being hosted by India is finally out. We revealed it first a couple of hours ago, but here it is in full. Cricket fans around the world are rejoicing. We certainly are here in India. However, there's more to this schedule than meets the eye, as there are a few caveats to some of the matches. In this special story, we take a look at everything you need to know about the ICC Cricket World Cup schedule, so you can plan better. Take a look.
From underdogs to champions in 1983 to winning the 2011 ODI World Cup as favourites, the men in blue will eye their third ODI World Cup in 2023, and its advantage for Rohit and company since the World Cup is at home. The schedule is out, and India's campaign will start on the 5th of October against Australia in Hyderabad. But the high-octane clash against Pakistan will take place on the 15th of October at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. The ICC has confirmed that Pakistan will be travelling to India for the ODI World Cup despite initial reservations. However, the PCB have made it clear that government permission will be required for them to travel to India, and that they are currently in talks with the government of Pakistan for guidance on the situation. It's also worth noting that Pakistan had made requests for changing of venues, including saying they did not want to play India at Ahmedabad, a request that was denied outright by the BCCI and ICC. Yet the high-voltage India-Pakistan semi-final clash, if it indeed becomes a reality, will come with a caveat. If both India and Pakistan make it to the semis, the match will be scheduled in Kolkata's Eden Gardens and not at the slotted Mumbai venue of Wankhede due to security issues. The semis are slotted right now in Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium and Kolkata's Eden Gardens, while the mega finals on November 19 will be at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Gujarat's Ahmedabad. Sports Bureau, India Today.
But obviously, the politics has also erupted over the ICC Cricket World Cup schedule. Political parties have slammed the BCCI over the venues chosen for the matches. Questioning the venue of the World Cup matches, Congress MP Shiv Aroor fired the first bullet, expressing his displeasure over the exclusion of his Lok Sabha constituency, Thiruvananthapuram, and its cricket stadium, which he said was one of the best in India. He also highlighted how Ahmedabad is apparently becoming a new cricket capital in the country. Well, it wasn't just Tharoor. Punjab Sports Minister Gurmeet Singh also expressed his disappointment over Mohali's conspicuous exclusion from the World Cup plan, claiming that the 2011 World Cup semi-final match was held in Mohali, which is a Chandigarh suburb which is technically in Punjab. The minister questioned why opening and closing matches have been allotted only to the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad.
ਜਦੋਂ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਏ ਤਾਂ 96 ਦੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ 'ਚ ਹੋਇਆ, 2011 ਦੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ 'ਚ ਹੋਇਆ, ਤੇ ਐਤਕੀ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਮੈਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਸਟ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਰਿੰਦਰ ਮੋਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਅਹਿਮਦਾਬਾਦ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਮੈਚ ਵੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਓਪਨਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਇੰਡੀਆ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਮੈਚ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਵੀ ਉਸੇ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਾਫ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਅਹਿਮਦਾਬਾਦ ਨੂੰ 3 ਵੱਡੇ ਮੈਚ ਜੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਇੱਕ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਹਰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਿਤਕਰਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ।
And when I see the kind of the way they have distributed the venues, I laugh on the way arbitrarily they have taken decision. They should, first of all, the way how it goes is, first of all, you take the senior most, the founder members, and you allot important matches to those. Delhi is one of the founder members, and it has got a game against Afghanistan. It's a laughing stock. Then you have a stadium which is comparatively newer than Mohali and to Trivandrum, the two which are under controversy, has got 2 matches, which was earlier Sardar Patel Stadium, which I don't know why it has been named Narendra Modi Stadium. It should have been in some sports person's name, like Ghanchand was named in place of Rajiv Gandhi, sports Khel Ratna. So it's very strange that you have a very important game between India and Pakistan being played at Ahmedabad, and again the final.
And up next, the big story of the day with Akshita on 6 p.m. Prime. The Prime Minister has aimed his big guns directly at the opposition. He's taking names, he's shaming them, he's shaming the families. It's a roll call of an attack that you don't want to miss. It's with Akshita next.
Artificial intelligence, AI, an ever-evolving field is transforming the world we live in, unleashing wonders that were once unimaginable. Now, artificial intelligence is transforming lives in Lucknow in the field of medical science. This is an ortho-robo performing a knee replacement surgery, all made possible courtesy AI. And this is a game changer in Uttar Pradesh, as this AI-powered robo will now perform more ortho procedure in Lucknow's Apollo Medics.
This is a most advanced active robotic system. Active means कि हम इसमें सर्जिकल प्लानिंग करते हैं और वो सर्जिकल प्लानिंग सर्जन अपने एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से पेशेंट की बॉडी के हिसाब से करता है, तब उस सॉफ्टवेयर को सेव करके और रोबोट में कनेक्ट कर दिया जाता है.
So how does this work? All the information is fed into the robo and then it works on its own, performing the surgery directly.
0.1 मिलीमीटर तक एक्यूरेट होता है. और अगर आप मैनुअल सर्जरी और रोबोटिक सर्जरी की बात करें तो मैनुअल सर्जरी इज 70% एक्यूरेट, तो दिस इज 95% एक्यूरेट.
From revolutionizing industries to enhancing everyday life, AI has proven to be a catalyst for progress and innovation. Bureau Report, India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 39 and minimum 26 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 30 and minimum 25 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 30 and minimum 23 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 32 and minimum 24 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Sorry.
नए दौर में दोस्ताना हमारा अब देखेगा जलवा ज़माना हमारा। ये डीलों के दिन कुछ हिसाबों के दिन कई दिल जलों को जवाबों के दिन डिफेंस फील्ड में अच्छे ख्वाबों के दिन है वेलकम अमेरिका में जी मेहरबान मेरे जैसा फ्रेंड भी मिलेगा कहाँ ऑटोग्राफ को दिल दीवाना हमारा अब देखेगा जलवा ज़माना हमारा।
Powered by Voltas Pure Air 6-stage adjustable AC. Ajio Big Bold Sale.
जो एयर कंडीशन कमरों में बैठकर पार्टियां चलाते हैं।
Prime Minister Modi names and shames घोटाला नेताज. No leader spared, no scam ignored.
मेरी गारंटी है हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी।
Supercharged Modi goes all out. Says Gathbandhan equals 20 lakh crore घोटाला।
सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है।
Vote for Congress. सोनिया गांधी's kids grow.
गांधी परिवार के बेटे बेटी का विकास करना हो तो फिर कांग्रेस को वोट दीजिए।
Graft guarantee versus governance guarantee.
जितने देश को लूटा है उसका हिसाब तो हो करके रहेगा।
It's Modi versus the rest.
Hello and a very good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime with me, Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening we're getting you all the details on the Prime Minister's attack on the opposition days after they held a meeting in Patna. But even as the opposition is coming together to respond to the Prime Minister, the biggest headache seems to be the internal rift, all the differences that are emerging within. We're going to be telling you all about that and much more. The headlines first. Prime Minister Modi takes on opposition over one nation, one law, says Supreme Court wants UCC implementation and will improve the condition of backward Muslims.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट डंडा मारती है, कह रही है कॉमन सिविल कोड लाओ, लेकिन ये वोट बैंक के भूखे लोग अगर ये मुसलमानों के सही मायने में हितैषी होते तो अधिकांश परिवार मेरे मुस्लिम भाई बहन शिक्षा में पीछे न रहते.
Opposition counters Prime Minister's Ghotala charge, says first Prime Minister must deliver promises made in 2014. TMC calls it a panic reaction. More trouble for Arvind Kejriwal, whopping 52 crores spent on CM bungalow renovations. The CAG to hold special audit. Up cries foul. Siddaramaiah government likely to form SIT to probe Bombay government's alleged scams, Bitcoin, PSI, COVID scams, allegedly to be probed. 2023 ODI World Cup schedule out. Mega India versus Pakistan clash in Ahmedabad on October 15th. World Cup final on November 19th. Both to happen at the same venue. Congress and AAP slam BCCI over the World Cup fixtures. Question why all matches slotted for Ahmedabad and none for Thiruvananthapuram or Mohali. And let's begin this broadcast by getting your highlights of the Prime Minister's most aggressive attack yet on the opposition. In his nearly 2.5-hour-long address to BJP Karyakartas in Bhopal, the Prime Minister dedicated nearly 20 minutes to questioning the opposition's meeting that happened in Patna just a few days ago. If you missed out on that speech, let's take a look at this report where we cover all the highlights.
Back from the whirlwind tour of the United States and Egypt, Prime Minister Modi switched gears from diplomacy to domestic politics. Addressing a gathering of BJP workers in pole-bound Madhya Pradesh, the Prime Minister tore into mission opposition unity.
देखिए, ऐसे लोगों पर गुस्सा मत कीजिए, दया कीजिए उन लोगों पर. 2014 हो या 19, वो कितने ही घोर विरोधी थे, लेकिन उन दोनों चुनावों में हमने देखा कि इतनी छटपटाहट नहीं दिखी जितनी आज दिख रही है. जिन लोगों को कुछ लोग पहले अपना दुश्मन बताते थे, पानी पी पी कर कोसा करते थे, गालियां देते थे, अब उन लोगों को आगे जाकर वो साष्टांग प्रणाम कर रहे हैं, नतमस्तक हो रहे हैं.
The Prime Minister said that the opposition's common minimum program is to escape action against corruption.
इस बैठक में शामिल दलों के इतिहास को देखेंगे तो पता चलेगा कि सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है.
He declared the only guarantee that the opposition parties have is of घोटाला or scams.
अगर उनकी घोटाले की गारंटी है, हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी. जिसने देश को लूटा है उसका हिसाब तो हो करके रहेगा.
Then came an all-out attack on dynasty politics.
आपको गांधी परिवार के बेटे बेटी का विकास करना हो तो फिर कांग्रेस को वोट दीजिए. आपको मुलायम सिंह जी के बेटे का भला करना है तो फिर समाजवादी पार्टी को वोट दीजिए. अगर आप लालू परिवार के बेटे बेटियों को उनका भला करना चाहते हो तो आरजेडी को वोट दीजिए. आपको शरद पवार जी की बेटी का भला करना हो तो आप एनसीपी को वोट दीजिए. आपको अब्दुल्ला परिवार के बेटे का भला करना हो तो आप नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को वोट दीजिए. आपको करुणानिधि जी के बेटे बेटियों पोते पोतियों का भला करना हो तो डीएमके को वोट दीजिए.
The opposition parties were ready with the counter.
Abusing the opposition parties, they are all big leaders. They came with a great majority. He is only doing all the corrupt people. He is only doing washing machine business.
There was a time in Maharashtra when his leaders were highlighting the scams of the MLAs who are now a part of the Eknath Shinde group.
जब से पटना में पूरे देश की धड़कनें इकट्ठा हुई हैं, तब से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अमेरिका से लेके उनका दिल जो है वो पटना की मीटिंग में फंसा हुआ है.
स्वीकार करेगा.
With his aggressive attack on united opposition, the Prime Minister has clearly set the tone for a Modi versus Rest battle in 2024. Bureau Report, India Today.
तो आज मैं भी एक गारंटी देना चाहता हूं.
Now, after the Prime Minister named Sharad Pawar's daughter Supriya Sule in the list of opposition names that he mentioned and accused them of corruption, Sharad Pawar has now responded. He's in fact questioned the Prime Minister, saying there's no need for him to have mentioned Supriya Sule, saying that all of the allegations of graft are simply not true. Sharad Pawar has even said it's not fitting for a Prime Minister to make these kind of comments. He's also in fact defended the opposition meet, saying they're coming together to combat country's issues, and many are against the opposition coming together, including the BJP. Let's play out for you what Sharad Pawar has said.
क्या बोलना चाहिए, इसका एक नया नमूना देश के सामने रखा है. वहाँ जो मौजूद थे, इसमें तमिलनाडु के मुख्यमंत्री हो या अन्य कुछ राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री थे, कई भूतपूर्व मुख्यमंत्री थे जिनके हाथ में स्टेट चलाने की जिम्मेदारी है और लोगों का समर्थन है. ऐसे साथियों के बारे में इस तरह का स्टेटमेंट करना कहाँ तक सामुदायिक है, इस बारे में प्रधानमंत्री ने सोचने की आवश्यकता है कि उन्होंने एजुकेशन या इसके बारे में कुछ बातें कही है. सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट ने कितनी इन्वेस्टमेंट इस क्षेत्र में की, वो देखने के बाद ही पता लगेगा कि वो जो कहा है वो सच्चाई के आसपास नहीं है.
Let's take this across to our National Affairs Editor Rahul Srivastava, who's joining us on this broadcast. Rahul, good evening. If you look at the Prime Minister's speech and how really he's attacked the opposition, naming every single one of them, there's two core issues essentially that is used. One is corruption, the other dynasty politics. Nothing new really if you look at BJP's style of politics, but it's clear that they're sticking to that formula going into 2024 as well. All right, Rahul, I think you're muted. We're going to wait for a brief second so that you can unmute yourself and join us live here. Yes, Rahul, you can hear me? Go ahead.
See, on the 23rd, when the opposition parties met, one was wondering how Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP on the whole will react to the meeting and the calls for unity and consensus against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Apart from those statements that this was a photo op and others, I think we have a reply. We have a counter. Now, initially, one wondered that the BJP would have a displays some sense of jitters over the opposition coming together. It is indicative now that the Prime Minister has brought in an old playbook, and more the opposition intensifies its effort to come together, the more the attack is going to be, and the old template is going to be out. In 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and even after that in states like Uttar Pradesh and others, this dynastic politics element was very prominent. If you recall, Rahul Gandhi being targeted as Shahzada. Now, what the Prime Minister is doing, that if the BJP can actually prove that this is a gathering or coming together of struggling dynasts who are out to get to power so that they can meet their sense of entitlement, I think that's what the political template the BJP Prime Minister is throwing. And what it seems, that more they try to come together, the more the BJP will harden its stand on that. Then the struggle element comes in, the corruption element. In Karnataka, corruption hurt the BJP. In Madhya Pradesh, it can hurt the BJP. So before anybody could start the corruption element, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stepped in by calling that there is a corruption issue. Almost everybody, if you recall, in the coming together of the opposition, Akhilesh Yadav, Lalu Yadav's son, Lalu Yadav, Mamata Banerjee's nephew, there are a lot of cases against central agencies, against these leaders in the coalition which is trying to be formed. Now, in that, the BJP can continue targeting them. But I think beyond that, the larger attempt by the government, by the BJP also, very distinctly now, is a sense of polarization. The polarizing element cannot be ruled out, especially in a state like Madhya Pradesh. And I was earlier saying to Shiv in the program that the BJP Prime Minister has done this in a state where the Congress is trying to enter the Hindutva gym, while the BJP is flexing its saffron muscle. And that is why it makes it interesting that the UCC, the Uniform Civil Code element, has been pushed into the public. I think we'll be hearing a lot on that now.
It's a formula that's essentially worked for the BJP. So they're sticking to that time-tested one, really, going into 2024.